let's make a hard pivot from comfort and define and look at what predictability means for us. A lot of people, when they talk about predictability, I think they're taking a very narrow view of predictability, and they're looking at it going as there's nothing new. I'm feeling kind of bored with the interactions. And what they're missing is that predictability in your relationship shows up in a ton of different areas. So let's spend just a minute or two talking about when we say predictability in our relationship, what do we mean by that?
Fully and deeply knowing each other. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that we have that. For instance, in responses, I can predict pretty well what you're going to say to something I say to you. For instance, today I had a really stressful session. I specifically came to you because I knew it was predictable that when I said, wow, that was really hard, I knew what your response was going to be.
What was my response?
Your response was, oh my gosh, that does sound extremely, it was validating. You validated me. And I knew that is what I was going to get, which is why I came. I only had seconds before my next session was supposed to start, but I needed that.
So you knew that my response was going to be predictable in that I was going to stop what I was doing. I was going to listen to you for whatever the minutes were. And I was going to respond in a way that sort of maybe helped you process for a few minutes there. So that's a way that predictability shows up. I know my partner well enough to know that if I need this, or if I present them with this situation, I'm likely to get this response. Okay. What other ways does predictability show up?
In dependability. I know when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. I can't think of the last time where you said, oh, I forgot, or, oh, I didn't get around to it. I'm sure there's at least one example, but I cannot think of one, especially in the last decade, as we've even gotten closer with time. So in that dependability, you say what you're going to do and you do it.
Okay. So being predictable in doing what you say you're going to do, or for others, it might be being predictable in, well, they're not going to do what they say they're going to do. So we're talking about what it looks like for us, but predictability can cut both ways. You can be predictable in not doing what you said you're going to do, or you can be predictable in when your partner comes to you, you're always going to overreact. There's negative and positive predictability here. So what we're talking about is knowing your partner well enough that you know how they're going to respond in certain situations. I think maybe what I'm alluding to there too is we also know what things are going to upset each other, what things might push us a little bit to be a little more angry or be a little happier or be a little sad. I think we know each other's buttons well enough to know, okay, maybe this is not the time to go into that because you might react this way. Or, hey, this is a better time to bring this up because I know you're in a positive space where you'll be more receptive to this. That makes sense?
Yeah.
I love it when you smile on these things. So something just came to mind that triggers.
Well, one, we hadn't really talked about that. When we do show prep, have ideas about what we're going to talk about when we come on.
We just get in here and ramble. Sometimes it
feels
like
or
that.
looks like it maybe or sounds like it.
Yeah.
But we hadn't covered that one, but that is so true. And you mentioned buttons. It's a therapy thing. And some people will use that in an unhealthy relationship, will use that against them.
Oh, of course.
They'll know, oh, I'm going to say this thing because.
Okay. So this goes back, and this is a nice how we're going to tie this all in as we go forward. Predictability and comfort go together. They build on each other. So if you have that safety and that level of comfort, then you know those hot buttons and that predictability is not going to be used as a weapon against you. It's going to be used as something that enhances your communication, enhances your affection for each other, your relationship. But I think was the Spider-Man, with great powers come great responsibility or something like that. The better you know your partner in a good, healthy relationship, the better you support each other. In a not so healthy relationship, the more you can hurt each other. Yeah. So there is a vulnerability and exposure that comes, but you can't really build comfort and predictability without those things. So let's just go a little bit more into predictability, and let's talk a little bit about, have we always been as predictable in our lives as we are now? I'm going to short answer that, no.